like, I really do think that that's going to undermine the Conservatives a lot, is that people are going to see, like, hey, turns out that unleashing the resource companies really just means mass deregulation, which means that everybody gets screwed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's going to be interesting is that at some point there, Poilievre will no longer be leader.
Oh,
And
God.
that, I know. Fingers crossed one day soon. But that party is going to have to do the exact same thing that they are critiquing the Liberals of doing right now. It's the same people. It's the same, if they get a leader that is more moderate, then all of their MPs who are wackadoodle-doos, like, are they going to have to move to the moderate side?
Yes.
Are they going to?
I think if it means a paycheck, yes, they will.
Like Arnold
think-
Pearson's going to move to the moderate side?
Well,
I think
so
he's
this
going to
is-
shut up about his beliefs. I think he's going to shut up about that view, and he's going to be like, yes, absolutely. Whatever you want. Gay marriage, I'm cool with that.
I'm just going to go have more babies. It's fine.
He's not one to shut up about his views.
No.
I think the party splits. I think as long as there's no clear path to winning, the party splits.
Yeah, I think so.
Because the only thing that's held the conservative movement together has been their their belief that they're a winning team. How many elections can you lose before it becomes increasingly clear you are not a winning team? And if you're going to keep the wackos in your coalition, you're going to scare off everybody else.
How bad does it have to get when you've got Robert Fife on the CBC saying that your leader is a bit of a dick? Surely that's got to raise some red flags and go, you know what?
Wait a minute.
Take a step back and just in case, we'll see what happens.
Does that happen on the right? Like, because, like, does history repeat itself, right? Because I look, in Alberta, and we had the two conservative parties, one more right than the other, and then they merged because they wanted supremacy. Appropriate choice of words. And now I think we're in a situation where, depending on how things go, there may potentially be a split. You know what I mean? So does that happen? Like the federal we had, and then merge, and then I don't know. I don't think we can get the far rights back to moderate. That's the thing.
Not the voters. No,
No.
I don't think so at all. I think they have.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I think you're right, Steve, that they're going to have to just split apart and fracture, and then just end up being sort of a, an evil version of the NDP and the Green Party. Like, yeah, we could totally win someday. No, you won't.
But, like, what do you do about the PPC? Because they are still floating around out there. They've lost a lot of relevance, but they are still a threat to Poilievre from the right if they, they exist. They could find a new leader that isn't wearing the loudest shirts that money can buy. But, like, more than that, I think what you're going to find is that the hardline far right MPs are gaining more and more influence within the party. A bunch of them got elected this last round. So I think the split's kind of the only thing
From
that could
Alberta.
happen. You might see some people break for the PPC, but at the same time, the PPC brand is pretty poisoned. So
yeah, I think they would have to start. They would have to start from scratch, right? Like,
bring back the reforms.
I bring back the reform.
I mean, it's important for Canada and democracy in general to have opposing viewpoints and challenges to both sides, to all sides, because it keeps everyone in check and it keeps everyone ideally operating for the best interests of society, of the country.
Yeah.
What I can't understand, and we'll just kind of close off with this, what I can't understand is there's looking at like right-wing media, and I say, I get really bristled at the idea of calling things left wing and right wing, like it's a clever, like you're born into it, or it's like the color of your eyes. It's like, no, this is just not that at all.
Spoken like a left wing podcast.
We could call it other stuff, but then
But what I don't understand is that I have a hard time believing that people are that oblivious, that awful. Yeah, and I know people are awful and stupid, and I say this all the time, but I have a hard time believing people in action want to perpetuate that awfulness and that stupidness. There seems to be no desire to protect people that are outside their bubble of reality, and that's it. And I don't get that. I don't understand it.
I'm going to say something that's going to get me canceled.
Right on.
But I think that's universal across all party supporters, right?
In what way?
It
What do you
happens. because you have people that, regardless of what the conservatives do or Poilievre does, they're going to back the conservatives without ever questioning things. And I think that happens just as quick on the other side. I think sometimes leftists will just, or I guess moderates now, will defend without questioning. Right.
Mhm.
Like me, I think internally they have questions, but like, it's like, we can't show weakness by questioning, because then it will like take away, the support that we have. And I just think people you need to take a look at the issue. You need to take a look at what the people are actually saying. And if it resonates with you, fantastic. If you have questions, then you need to pose those questions and you need to critique it. That's democracy, right? Steve?
No, I have a thing ready to go that I'm excited to share.
Okay,
I'm
go
going to try
ahead.
to share a screen here. Hold on.
Oh my God.
So this is heat maps about moral allocation. So I'm gonna describe these. So there's one for conservatives, one for liberals. The conservatives one is way more red in the middle. The one of the liberals is more red on the outside. So what this means is the closer the ring is to the middle, the narrower the caring is. So if it's red in the first circle, the middle circle is just immediate family, then extended family, closest friends, all your friends.
Right. Okay.
As you get further to the outside, it's all humans, all creatures on Earth, the whole existence,
Right.
like living things, whatever. And so it's inclusive. If your circle is further to the outside, you care about everything on the inside too, because your family is included in the universe.
Right.
Conservatives very clearly only care about people in their direct circle. As soon as you get beyond that, they're like, environment, all the people in my country, they're fine. I am far more interested in me and mine.
Yeah.
And so it's in-group and out-group thinking. And that's really, I think, the fundamental problem, and I think it's the fundamental barrier to the success of the conservatives. Because as soon as you start running a campaign on, we don't care about people, we don't care about the environment.
Was
We
that-
care about some people.